Felt it? A vibration in the air that seems to hum just beneath the surface of your daily life, a subtle frequency that others seem to ignore, but that rattles your very bones. There is a date approaching, etched into the timeline of human history, not merely as a day on a calendar, but as a threshold. January 4th, 2026. It falls on a Sunday. For the sleeping majority, it may appear as just another end to a weekend, another day of routine and distraction. But for you, for the ones who have felt the stirring of an ancient memory in their blood, this date is the turning of a massive cosmic page. It is being whispered about in the quiet corners of spiritual circles and felt in the deep meditations of the awakened as the Sunday of chaos for the unprepared, but the day of the open gate for the chosen. Why does this specific point in time carry such weight? Why does your intuition spike when you contemplate the future that lies just ahead? It is because the universe is preparing to ask you a question, and the answer depends entirely on a single word you must embody before that sun rises. We are walking through a time of immense thinning between the worlds, where the veil that separates the physical from the spiritual is becoming as transparent as glass. If you are here, listening to this, it is not a coincidence, it is a confirmation. If you are ready to expand your awareness and finally understand the mission you were born for, I invite you to subscribe to the channel now and join us on this journey of discovery. To understand the magnitude of January 4th, 2026, we must first look at the landscape of your internal world right now. You have likely spent the last few years, perhaps even your entire life, feeling a sense of profound separation from the status quo. This is not a symptom of arrogance, but a symptom of origin. You are what many call a chosen one, a term that does not imply superiority, but rather responsibility. It means you were designed with a specific energetic sensitivity, a receiver built to catch frequencies that fly right over the heads of others. As we approach this critical date, you may have noticed an intensification of this sensitivity. Perhaps your dreams have become vivid, cinematic landscapes that feel more real than your waking life, laden with symbols and messages you are struggling to decode. Or maybe you have experienced physical symptoms, a ringing in the ears that changes pitch, sudden waves of heat, or a heart that flutters with an anticipation for an event you cannot yet name. These are not medical anomalies, they are calibration signals. Your vessel is being tuned, much like an instrument before a great symphony, to withstand the influx of energy that will crest on that specific Sunday. The universe operates on cycles, on rhythms that are as mathematical as they are mystical. Just as the tide responds to the moon, human consciousness responds to cosmic alignments. January 4th, 2026, represents a convergence point. In the ancient traditions, time was not seen as a straight line, but as a spiral. There are moments on this spiral where we align perfectly with the galactic center, allowing for a direct download of high-frequency light codes. This upcoming date is one such window. However, light is neutral. It illuminates whatever it touches. If it touches order, it amplifies harmony. If it touches disorder, it amplifies chaos. This is why the warning exists. For those who are living in denial, who are burying their trauma and ignoring their spirit, this influx of energy will feel like a storm. It will shake the foundations of their illusions. But for you, if you are prepared, it will be the wind that finally fills your sails. There is a specific word, a concept, that stands as the key to navigating this transition. Ignoring this word will cost you dearly, not in terms of punishment, but in terms of lost opportunity. The cost is stagnation. The cost is remaining stuck in a loop of old karma while the rest of the awakened collective moves forward. That word is alignment. It sounds simple, perhaps even commonplace, but its spiritual weight is crushing if misunderstood. Alignment is not just about thinking positive. It is the rigorous, often difficult process of bringing your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your spirit into a single, coherent laser beam of intent. The danger of January 4th, 2026 lies in dissonance. If your heart wants one thing, but your actions serve another, the energies of that day will amplify the friction between them until it becomes unbearable. The Sunday of chaos is the manifestation of that internal war spilling out into the external world. Consider the metaphor of a radio. If you are trying to catch a clear signal, the signal of your higher destiny, your abundance, your true purpose, but your dial is stuck between stations, all you receive is static. That static is the confusion and anxiety you may be feeling right now. The universe is broadcasting a new reality, a higher timeline that begins to anchor fully on that Sunday in 2026. To receive it, you must stop fluctuating. You must choose your station. This is why the weeks and months leading up to this date are so volatile. You are being pushed to make choices. Relationships that no longer serve you are crumbling. Jobs that drain your soul are becoming intolerable. This is not bad luck. This is the pressure of alignment. The universe is trying to strip away everything that is not you, so that when the portal opens, you can walk through it unburdened. If this resonates with the shifts you have been feeling in your own life, take a moment to like this video. It helps this message reach others who are also feeling the pressure of this transformation and need to know they are not alone. Let us delve deeper into the mechanics of this chosen status. It is often a lonely path. You may look around at your family or your circle of friends and feel like a stranger in a strange land. You see patterns they do not see. You feel the emotional undercurrents of a room the moment you walk in. This empathy is not a weakness. It is your guidance system. But without the principle of alignment, this empathy can drown you. You absorb the fears of the world, the anxieties of the collective, and you mistake them for your own. As we approach 2026, the collective field of humanity is growing more turbulent. The old systems are shaking. The old narratives are failing. If you are not aligned within your own center, you will be tossed about by these external waves. The cost mentioned earlier is the cost of your peace. It is the cost of your clarity. If you ignore the call to align now, you risk entering this new cycle confused, drained, and disoriented, missing the subtle cues that are meant to lead you to your highest timeline. Scientific understanding is slowly catching up to these spiritual truths. We know now about the heart's magnetic field, which extends several feet outside the body and can be measured. We know about mirror neurons and emotional contagion. When we speak of frequencies and vibrations, we are speaking of the measurable coherence of your biological and energetic systems. When you are in a state of fear, your heart rhythm becomes jagged and incoherent. When you are in a state of appreciation and alignment, it becomes smooth and wave-like. The energy hitting the planet on January 4th, 2026 acts like a massive amplifier. If your signal is jagged, the amplifier creates noise, chaos. If your signal is smooth, the amplifier creates music, creation. The chosen ones are those who have the capacity to hold this coherent signal even when the world around them is in discord. You are meant to be the tuning forks for the rest of humanity, but you cannot tune others if you are out of tune yourself. This brings us to the concept of the DNA activation that is often spoken of in relation to these prophetic dates. Your DNA is not merely a biological script for building proteins. It is a storage unit of light and information. Epigenetics has shown us that our environment and our perception of the environment can rewrite how our genes express themselves. Spiritually, we take this further. We believe that there are dormant codes within your spiritual DNA, codes of wisdom, healing abilities, and higher perception that are waiting for a specific environmental trigger to unlock. The energetic signature of January 4th, 2026 is that trigger. However, a trigger only works if the mechanism is clean and ready to fire. If your mind is cluttered with the debris of the past, with resentments, with doubts, and with the noise of modern distraction, the signal will fail to land. You will feel the energy as a headache, an exhaustion, or a vague sense of anxiety, rather than the ecstatic awakening it is meant to be. We must also address the shadow side of this journey. Being a chosen one often involves a period of intense darkness, a dark night of the soul. You may be in that phase right now. It feels like everything is falling apart. You may have lost your financial security, your social standing, or your sense of identity. This stripping away is painful, but it is necessary. The universe cannot fill a cup that is already full. To receive the new mandate that arrives in 2026, you must be empty of the old egoic structures. This is why the concept of alignment is so critical. It is not about adding more to your life. It is about aligning with the truth of who you are when everything else is stripped away. It is about integrity. Are you living a lie in any area of your life? Are you pretending to be someone you are not to please others? These small betrayals of the self create the cracks in your vessel where the energy leaks out. By the time the critical date arrives, you need to be a sealed vessel, whole and integral. If you are realizing now that there are areas of your life where you have been compromising your truth, I encourage you to share your commitment to change in the comments below. Declaring your intent is the first step in shifting your reality. Now, let us look at the Sunday of Chaos aspect. Why chaos? Chaos is simply order that we do not yet understand. It is the breaking down of complex structures into their elemental parts so they can be reassembled into something higher. For those who are clinging desperately to the old world, to the old ways of power and control, the energy of 2026 will be destructive. Institutions may falter, societal norms may be upended. If your sense of safety is tied to these external structures, you will feel unsafe. But if your safety is anchored in your internal alignment, in your connection to the divine source, then the chaos outside will not touch the peace inside. You will be like the eye of the hurricane. The storm rages around you, destructive and wild. But in your center, the sky is clear and the air is still. This is the position the chosen ones are called to occupy. You are not meant to panic with the masses. You are meant to stabilize them with your presence. But how do we practically achieve this alignment? How do we ensure that when January 4th, 2026 arrives, we are standing on the side of the dawn and not the chaos? The path requires discipline. It requires a withdrawal of your energy from the things that drain you. This is the era of the great detox. This does not just mean food, though caring for your physical vessel is essential, as it is the hardware running this software. It means a detox of information. The fear-mongering of the news, the endless scrolling of social media that breeds comparison and inadequacy, these are the frequencies of dissonance. You must begin to curate your reality with ruthless precision. If it lowers your vibration, it must go. You cannot afford to carry dead weight into a high-altitude climb. The air is getting thinner, the energy is getting purer, and only that which is essential can come with you. Another crucial aspect of preparation is the mastery of silence. The word we spoke of, alignment, can only be heard in silence. The world is noisy, constantly demanding your attention, constantly trying to sell you fear or desire. To align, you must carve out pockets of absolute stillness in your day. It is in these moments of silence that your intuition speaks. It is where you receive the downloads, the sudden insights and ideas that seem to come from nowhere. These are the breadcrumbs leading you to your specific mission for 2026. Perhaps you feel an urge to write, to heal, to build, to teach. Do not dismiss these urges as fantasies. They are the blueprints of your future. Ignoring them is ignoring the very reason you incarnated at this time. The cost of ignoring them is a life of what if, a dull ache of unfulfilled potential that no amount of worldly success can numb. As we move closer to the date, you will likely experience what is known as timeline jumping. This is the sensation that time is speeding up or slowing down unpredictably. You might have days where you accomplish a week's worth of growth and weeks that feel like a single day. This is a sign that you are decoupling from linear time and entering quantum time. In this state, your thoughts manifest into reality much faster. This is a double-edged sword. If you focus on fear, the fear manifests instantly. If you focus on love and service, the path clears miraculously. This is why mental discipline is the highest form of spiritual practice right now. You are the guardian of your own mind. You must stand at the gate of your consciousness and refuse entry to any thought that does not align with the reality you wish to create for January 4th, 2026. I invite you to turn on the notification bell so you do not miss the guidance we will be sharing as we get closer to this pivotal date. We are building a community of the prepared, and your presence strengthens the whole. Let's return to the specific date, January 4th, 2026. Astrologically and numerologically, dates carry signatures. Without getting lost in the technical weeds, understand that this date represents a base foundation energy. The number 4 is about structure, stability, and building. January is the month of beginnings. The year 2026 reduces to a number that implies completion and new cycles. The energy is one of building the new foundation on the ashes of the old. The chaos is the clearing of the site. The dawn is the laying of the cornerstone. You are the architect of this new world, but an architect cannot build if their hands are shaking with fear. The cost of ignoring alignment is that you will be handed a hammer and a blueprint, but you will be too paralyzed to build. You will watch others construct their new lives, their new communities, while you remain in the rubble of the past. There is also a communal aspect to this. The chosen ones are not meant to be lone wolves forever. We are currently in the gathering phase. You may feel a magnetic pull towards certain people or places. Follow that pull. These are your soul tribe members. The energy of the 2026 transition is too great for any one individual to hold entirely on their own. We are meant to link up like a grid of lights across the surface of the darkened planet. When you align yourself, you light up your node on the grid. When you connect with others who are aligned, you create a circuit. This circuit can withstand the surge of the Sunday of chaos. It creates a protected space, a sanctuary where the laws of the old world, scarcity, competition, fear, no longer apply. Ignoring the call to align also means missing your tribe. It means remaining isolated when you were meant to be supported. Think of the ocean. The surface can be whipped into a frenzy by the storm, with waves crashing and wind howling. This is the world of form, the world of politics and economics and temporary dramas. But if you dive deep, just a few meters down, the water is calm. The storm does not penetrate the depths. Alignment is the act of diving. It is the practice of living from your depth, not your surface. When the date arrives, those on the surface will be battered. Those in the depths will simply ride the current. The word is your weight belt. It is what allows you to sink beneath the chaos into the sanctuary of your own soul. This message is not meant to instill fear. Fear is the mind killer. It is the lowest vibration and the antithesis of alignment. This message is a wake-up call. It is a loving hand on your shoulder, shaking you from the slumber of complacency. You have felt for a long time that you were made for something more, that you were waiting for a signal. This is the signal. The timeline is set. The energies are ramping up. The train is leaving the station. You do not need to be perfect to be ready. You simply need to be honest. You need to look at your life and ask, is this true? Is this me? Is this what I'm here to do? If the answer is no, you have time to change it. But the window is narrowing. The grace period, where we could dabble in spirituality while living in materialism, is ending. We are being asked to choose. If you know someone who has been feeling these shifts and needs to hear this confirmation, please share this video with them. It might be the spark they need to begin their own preparation. As we look toward that Sunday in 2026, visualize it not as a disaster, but as a graduation. Imagine waking up that morning with a sense of electric peace. The air feels crisp. The silence is heavy with presence. You feel a column of light anchoring you from the core of the earth to the center of the galaxy. You are immovable. Whatever happens in the news, whatever happens in the markets, whatever happens in the streets, you are safe because you are aligned. You are in the world, but not of it. You are the observer, the witness, and the anchor. This is the destiny of the chosen. It is a high calling, and it demands everything you have, but the reward is a life of such depth, meaning, and joy that the struggles of the past will seem like a fading dream. The universe does not punish, it simply responds. It responds to your vibration. If you ignore the call to align, the universe will reflect your dissonance back to you as chaos. If you heed the call, if you do the work, if you face your shadows and integrate your light, the universe will reflect your harmony back to you as miracles. The choice is yours. The date is set. The word is alignment. Do not let it become the word you regret ignoring. Let this be the moment you stop waiting for permission to be who you are. The authority you seek is not outside of you. It is encoded in the very DNA we spoke of. It is waiting for you to authorize yourself. The preparation for January 4th, 2026 begins today, in the quiet privacy of your own heart. It begins with a breath. It begins with a decision to stop fighting the old and start building the new. As we conclude this transmission, I want you to sit with a final image. Imagine a lighthouse standing on a rugged cliff. The night is dark, the storm is raging, and the waves are smashing against the rocks with terrifying force. The lighthouse does not run around trying to calm the waves. It does not shout at the wind. It does not apologize for its position. It simply stands. It stays rooted in the rock, and it shines its light. That is its only job, to stand and to shine. You are the lighthouse. The date approaching is the storm. Your alignment is the rock, and your awareness is the light. Do not let your light go out just when the ships need it most. If you are ready to stand as a lighthouse in the coming times, leave a comment below simply saying, "I am ready." Let the universe read your declaration. Thank you for being here, for being brave enough to listen, and for being one of the few who are willing to do the work. The journey continues, and we walk it together. Characters with spaces. 7888. Video title: The Great Alignment, Preparing for 2026. Part 2. Script: walking it together implies that movement is required, and movement, by its very nature, creates friction. It is not enough to simply know the destination or to mark a date on the calendar. One must endure the terrain that lies between here and there. Many of you have felt the initial rush of awakening, that moment of clarity where everything makes sense. But then you wake up the next morning and the heavy fog of your old reality settles back in. This is not a failure. This is the process. The declaration, "I am ready," is not a magic spell that instantly transports you to the finish line. It is the opening of a door, and when you open that door, the wind blows. The first thing you must understand about the path to 2026 is that the universe takes you literally. When you ask for alignment, you are implicitly asking for the removal of everything that is misaligned. This is where the struggle begins, and this is where most people turn back. They mistake the dismantling of their old life for a punishment, when in reality, it is a necessary excavation. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. Consider the architecture of your current life. How many of your relationships, your habits, your commitments, and your beliefs were formed when you were asleep? How many of them were built from a place of fear, or seeking validation, or simply following the herd? As you begin to vibrate at the frequency of the future you are calling in, the things that vibrate at the frequency of your past will become uncomfortable. They will feel heavy, abrasive, and draining. This is the phenomenon of vibrational dissonance. It is like trying to wear a shoe that is 3 sizes too small. You can force your foot in, but you cannot walk far without pain. You may find that conversations with old friends suddenly feel superficial or exhausting. You may find that the job you once tolerated now feels like a prison cell. You may feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to move, to change your diet, or to spend hours in silence. If you have been experiencing this sudden intolerance for things that used to be normal, take a moment to like this video. It is a sign that your frequency is shifting and your tolerance for misalignment is dropping. This shedding process often manifests as a period of profound solitude. This is the phase the mystics call the void. It is the space between the no longer and the not yet. In this space, the old world has faded, but the new world has not yet fully formed. It can feel empty, quiet, and sometimes terrifyingly lonely. The ego hates the void because the ego defines itself by its attachments, its roles, and its relationships. When those are stripped away, the ego panics. It screams that something is wrong, that you are being punished, or that you are going crazy. But the spirit knows that the void is not a tomb. It is a womb. It is the fertile darkness where the seed of your new self is germinating. In this silence, you are not being ignored by the universe. You are being recalibrated. You are being taught to source your validation, your safety, and your love from within, rather than extracting it from the world around you. This is the prerequisite for the power that is coming. If you still need the external world to tell you who you are, you will be swept away by the storms of 2026. Only those who have found their center in the silence will be able to hold their ground when the noise amplifies. During this recalibration, you might also notice physical symptoms. The body is the dense record of the subconscious mind. Every trauma, every suppressed emotion, and every limiting belief is stored in the cellular memory of your physical vessel. As you raise your consciousness, your body must upgrade its hardware to run this new software. This often looks like ascension flu, sudden waves of fatigue where no amount of sleep seems like enough, strange aches and pains that move around the body, ringing in the ears, or changes in appetite. It is easy to pathologize these symptoms, to run to the doctor and find nothing wrong, or to label yourself as weak. But view this through the lens of alignment. Your nervous system is being rewired to carry more voltage. You are metabolizing dense energy and releasing it. If you have felt this physical exhaustion recently, share your experience in the comments. You are not alone in this biological restructuring. It is happening collectively to all who have said yes to the shift. However, the greatest adversary you will face in this transition is not the external world, nor the physical symptoms, but the addiction to your own suffering. This is a hard truth to swallow. We are biochemically addicted to the emotional states we frequent the most. If you have spent decades in a state of stress, worry, or victimization, your body has developed a tolerance and a craving for the stress hormones associated with those states. When you begin to align with peace, when you start to step into your power, your body will actually go into withdrawal. It will manufacture chaotic thoughts just to trigger a release of cortisol and adrenaline, so it can feel normal again. You will find yourself picking fights for no reason, worrying about problems that haven't happened, or sabotaging moments of joy. This is the upper limit problem. It is your internal thermostat trying to drag you back to the temperature you are used to. Understanding this mechanism is the key to breaking free. When the chaos arises, you must label it. You must say, "This is not me. This is my chemical addiction to the past." By observing the craving for chaos without acting on it, you starve the old neural pathways and begin to pave the new ones. This brings us to the tool of the observer. To prepare for 2026, you must master the art of becoming the witness of your life rather than the victim of it. Imagine you are sitting in a movie theater watching the film of your life. The character on the screen is experiencing challenges, heartbreaks, and victories. But you are the one in the seat, watching. The one in the seat is safe. The one in the seat is eternal. The one in the seat is the soul. Most people live their lives glued to the screen, forgetting they are the viewer. They get so lost in the drama that they forget it is a projection. Alignment is the act of sitting back in the seat. From this vantage point, you can see the patterns. You can see that the person who cut you off in traffic is not an enemy, but a teacher of patience. You can see that the loss of a job is not a tragedy, but a redirection toward your purpose. You stop reacting and start responding. Reaction is mechanical. It is the old program running. Response is conscious. It is the creator choosing. The more you practice this step back in your daily life, the more you build the muscle of sovereignty. As you deepen this practice, you will begin to notice the phenomenon of instant karma or rapid manifestation. The delay between your internal state and your external reality is shortening. In the old energy, you could hold a negative thought or a grudge for years before it manifested as illness or misfortune. Now, as the frequencies accelerate toward 2026, the feedback loop is almost immediate. You think a judgment and you stub your toe. You hold a frequency of gratitude and a check arrives in the mail. This is not punishment and reward. It is physics. The buffer of time is collapsing. This is a double-edged sword. It means you must be vigilant guardians of your own mind. You can no longer afford the luxury of a negative thought spiral. You must catch the thought, bless it, and release it before it takes root. This responsibility is the price of freedom. If you want to be a powerful,